The rights to Reasonable Doubt will officially become Jay-Z's in 2031. Dame Dash had been trying to sell his Rockefeller shares for some time, but earlier this month, it was revealed that the U.S. Marshal would publicly auction off his 33.3% interest in the company. The auction is scheduled for later this month, according to TMZ, and it looks like Jay-Z is getting prepared. Recently, while Kanye West and company seem to have a great time in Utah, many fans want the media to continue highlighting this situation. Kanye West and Dolla IGN's Vultures 2 rollout obviously has been a very hectic and controversial one, but it still contains many of the elements we expected. A release event hit the horizon, and a listening party in Utah featuring both artists and a host of special guests captivated many fans in attendance. Some highlights: updated versions to select Vultures 2 tracks like A Changed Forever verse, appearances from Ye's daughters Chicago and North, live debuts of long-awaited grails like Can You Be, and a whole lot more. But there's a darker story brewing in the backdrop. On various social media pages, including clips below and many other Twitter and Instagram discussions, Kanye West fans want the media to do better. Specifically, some pages that haven't talked about the recent story involving his alleged nitrous addiction now face the wrath of angry comments sections. If you didn't know about it beforehand but came across any recent content on social media, then you're definitely going to learn about it. It speaks to how fans are very concerned for his health and well-being these days, although much of this story is still alleged and speculative. As such, we don't really know to what extent this alleged nitrous addiction is real, who is to blame, how it's supposedly affecting Kanye West, and whether it could explain, or be held accountable in regard to, his abhorrent controversies over the past few years. This mystery is partly what fuels fans' advocacy for the media to address it and hopefully lead to proper care, support, and accountability. Still, take it all with a grain of salt, especially as the Chicago artist hasn't said anything on the matter at press time. Perhaps a statement from him could illuminate the situation, but until then, it's harmful to speculate too far. Vultures 2 was not as commercially successful as its predecessor, but the album arguably marks an even more important historical moment for Kanye West. His most hardcore fans are working through a lot of narratives: the quality of his music, his health, his bigotry, and their compliance, and all of that to varying degrees. Hopefully, the concern will eventually overshadow the spectacle and Ye can prioritize himself rather than his celebrity status or career, or at least clarify whether or not this addiction story is real. The hitmaker's attorneys filed a notice that the rights to his 1996 album Reasonable Doubt will switch from Rockefeller to Sean Carter come 2031. The outlet also notes that the rights would have gone back to Jay-Z 35 years after the album's release anyway. The filing simply makes it official. This means that whoever ends up winning the auction later this month will get 1/3 of Reasonable Doubt revenue for only about 6 years. The minimum bid is $1.20 million. Anyone interested in the auction has been encouraged to email Christopher Brown, Josh Weber's attorney. Weber and Muddy Waters Pictures won a massive civil suit against Dash back in 2022 over defamation and copyright infringement. He's accused of telling people he owned the rights to the film Dear Frank, which Weber and Muddy Waters Pictures produced, despite having been dropped from the project. Reportedly, the auction is intended to cover the judgment. Again, this comes after Dame Dash unsuccessfully tried to sell his Rockefeller shares for years. Last month, Lupe Fiasco even hopped online to suggest that Drake buy them. What do you think of Jay-Z filing a notice that the rights to Reasonable Doubt will be his in 2031? What about them going up for auction later this month to cover a civil suit judgment? Share your thoughts in the comments section down below.